judges have any special instructions?
Yes. This evening at the 15-minute mark, I will give you the warning to raise my hand. Take in consideration that some motions could come from a previous business session, previous meeting, and the two judges will also be participating, voting this evening in the contest. And remember, the 17 mark, after that, there is a point. I'll give you 1 minute to look at your cards, and at the conclusion 1 minute, I'll just nod you to be in the meeting.
Okay.
You may look at your cards.
To order. We are now holding a meeting in the Brownstown Central FFA chapter. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they are at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The Reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people, in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to Puerto Rico and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The Treasurer.
Stationed at the Emblem of Washington.
Your duties there.
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The Secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever form is read and FFA members meet.
The Advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our President, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the President so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our President, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
There are 9 members and 4 guests present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this meeting in the Brownstown Central FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. The Secretary will read the minutes of the previous meeting.
Brownstown Central Chapter FFA met Monday the 16th, 2015 at 3 p.m. in the I Group. Rashayla Huff presided over the meeting. Opening ceremonies were held. Secretary Jessica Stuckwish read the minutes of the February meeting. The minutes were approved as read. Treasurer's report was given by Morgan Chastain, showing a balance of $900. The report was filed filed subject to audit. Taylor Schumann made a motion to take a field trip to Purdue's Research Farm at Butlerville, July 16, 2015. The motion was seconded and passed. Clint Singer made a motion to donate money to the school for the use of a minibus. Heidi Martin moved to refer it to the Financial Committee. The motion to refer was seconded and passed. Closing ceremonies were held. The meeting adjourned at 3:40 p.m. Jessica Stuckledge, Secretary.
Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? The minutes are approved as read. Are there any office reports?
Madam President,
Yes, Morgan?
I have a treasurer's report.
Proceed.
Beginning balance of March 16, 2015 was $900. Expenses, jackets for Green Hands was $400. Receipts, basketball concessions, $500. Ending balance as of March 16, 2015 is $1,000. Warren Chastain, treasurer.
The treasurer's report will be filed subject to audit at a later time. Are there any other office reports? Are there any special committee reports?
Madam President,
Yes, Clint?
I have the banquet committee report.
Proceed.
The banquet committee met on Monday, March 23rd, 2015 at 4 p.m. in the school library. The chapter banquet will be held on Tuesday, July 7th, 2015 at 6 p.m. in the high school cafeteria. The meal will be a pitch-in with chapter furnishing the meat and drinks. Guest speaker will be local spearmint farmer Taylor Schwinn. Committee members present were Jordan Trowbridge, Clint Singer, and Amanda Stuckledge.
Are there any other special committee reports? Are there any standing committee reports? Thank you, intercommittee, for your work. Are there any special features? Is there any old business? Is there any new business?
Madam President,
Yes, Amanda?
I move that the chapter allocate $500 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds and $400 towards landscaping the school grounds.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded for the chapter to allocate $500 toward landscaping the county fairgrounds and $400 towards landscaping the school grounds. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Madam President,
Yes, Amanda?
Improving the fairgrounds and the school grounds is something that our chapter has always been interested in and something that our efforts have always been directed towards. Landscaping, which is something that we've had experience with in the past, would be a better way to accomplish this goal.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President,
Yes, Kayla?
I meant to divide the question so that the first motion reads, I move the chapter allocate $500 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds, and the second motion reads, I move the chapter allocate $400 towards landscaping the school grounds.
second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to divide the main motion into two parts. The first part being, I move that the chapter allocate $500 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds, and the second part reading, I move to allocate $400 towards landscaping the school grounds. This motion is not debatable, amendable, and requires majority vote. Are there any amendments? Seeing no, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor of dividing the main motion into two parts, the first part reading, I move that the chapter allocate $500 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds, and the second part reading, I move to allocate $400 towards landscaping the school grounds, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Is there any discussion for the chapter to allocate $500 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds?
Madam President,
Yes, Jordan?
The county fairgrounds aren't landscaped at all, and when they are landscaped, they cost a lot more than is actually needed to do the fairgrounds. Doing this would be great because the county wouldn't have to pay as much.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President.
Yes, Jessica?
I move to amend the motion by striking out 500 and inserting 300 so that the motion reads, I move that the chapter allocates $300 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds.
second.
It has been properly moved and seconded that we amend the main motion by striking out 500 and inserting 300. So that the motion reads, I move that the chapter allocate $300 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Madam President,
Yes, Jessica?
As Jordan had a very good point, we don't really have the funds to be able to spend $500 on landscaping right now, so I think we would be better off just giving out $300.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President.
Yes, Heidi?
Mr. Hacker has a greenhouse at the school, as all of us know. We'd be able to donate some of the flowers that we grow in our personal greenhouse so that the cost would not be that much for us.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President,
Yes, Amanda?
a combination of the flowers from the greenhouse and $300 would probably exceed the $500 that was previously moved to donate to landscaping the county fairgrounds. This would be very sufficient for our project.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President,
Yes, Madam
I
Judge?
call for President's opinion.
second.
Amanda, have you discussed on this motion? Jordan, have you discussed on this motion? Will you please preside over the meeting since I can't preside and take my own opinion? The motion on the floor is to amend the motion by striking out 500 and inserting 300.
The motion on the floor is to strike out 500 and insert 300, so that the motion reads, I move that the chapter allocate $300 for landscaping the county fairgrounds. Is there any further discussion?
Madam in order.
Yes, Madam President.
We recently, at a previous meeting, moved to go to Kings Island as a field trip for our members. And that fund is going to take at least $200. So I think since we only have $1,000, we need to save some of that money and only take it down to 300.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor of amending the motion by striking out 500 and inserting 300, so that the motion reads, I move that the chapter allocate $300 toward landscaping the county fairgrounds, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Madam President, would you like to retake the chair? The motion on the floor is to allocate $300 to landscaping the county fairgrounds.
Is there any discussion for the chapter to allocate $300 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds?
Madam President?
Yes, Jordan?
I still really think this is a great idea, and with the plants that we would donate from the greenhouse, we would still have way more money and other items to do this.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President?
Yes, Glenn?
Jefferson County Fair brings in people from all the surrounding towns, and so it's definitely a very popular place. Making it look nice would just bring a bigger impact on our county.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President?
Yes, Taylor?
This would be a great opportunity to get all FFA members together and get them working on one big project.
Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor of the chapter allocating $300 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Is there any discussion to allocate $400 towards landscaping the school grounds?
Madam President,
Yes, Amanda?
as there was recent construction at our school, the lawn in front of the main office is being reseeded, and it would look great to have some new landscaping to go with that.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President?
Yes, Kayla?
Like, we were talking about landscaping the county fairgrounds, and Amanda said that we do have our chapter plant sales coming up. We can donate some of those plants to help the school out with their landscaping also.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President?
Yes, Jordan?
I move to limit debate to 5 minutes per person per discussion on this motion only.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to limit the debate to 5 minutes per person per discussion on this motion only. This motion is non-debatable, amendable, and requires 2/3 vote. Are there any amendments? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor of limiting the debate to 5 minutes per person per discussion on this motion only signify by standing. All opposed, same sign. With a vote of 1 to 7, motion fails. Is there any discussion to allocate $400 towards landscaping the school grounds?
Madam President?
Yes, Heidi?
I move to take a 10-minute recess.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to take a 10-minute recess. This motion is not debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Are there any amendments? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor of taking a 10-minute recess signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion fails. Is there any discussion to allocate $400 towards landscaping the school grounds?
Madam President?
Yes, Morgan?
As we said earlier, we do have a greenhouse in our school, and Mr. Hackman would gladly donate the flowers to landscape the front of the school. So I think it would be a great opportunity just to get our school looking better since we are a four-star school now.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President?
Yes, Clint?
I move to postpone indefinitely.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to postpone the motion to allocate $400 towards landscaping the school grounds indefinitely. This motion is debatable, not amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Madam President?
Yes, Clint?
Right now, we are still under construction on our school, so if we landscape the school now, the construction workers would probably just come in and tear up what we built.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President?
Yes, Jordan?
Even though construction is going on, there are areas of the school that have finished their construction. Therefore, we can do it a little bit at a time so that we're not swamped and the construction workers don't ruin our work.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President?
Yes, Amanda?
While construction is still taking place, it wouldn't hurt to set aside this money so that it doesn't get spent on something else in the future when we want to put it towards this fund. We've had an extremely good year in horticulture class and in the greenhouse. So setting aside this money along with the flowers would enable us to work piece by piece, as Jordan was saying.
Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor of postponing the motion to allocate $400 towards landscaping the school grounds indefinitely signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion fails. Is there any discussion to allocate $400 towards landscaping the school grounds?
Madam President,
Yes, Heidi?
Mr. Hackman has a few landscaping classes every year. Being that most of our FFA members are involved in these landscaping classes, we would be able to put forth our skills and landscape the school at a very good cost.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President,
Yes, Kayla?
since most of our members have voted and who have voted for the first motion and also have debated for this motion, I encourage my members to vote for it also.
Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor of allocating $400 towards landscaping the school grounds signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Is there any new business?
Madam President,
Yes, Mr. Judge?
at our January meeting, we voted to sell popcorn at the county fair. I move to amend the motion to sell ice cream.
Second.
Could you repeat the motion, please?
At our January meeting, we voted to sell popcorn at the county fair. I move to amend the motion to sell ice cream.
Has this motion already taken place?
No.
Do you have it in writing?
No.
It has been properly moved and seconded to amend the motion made at the January meeting to sell popcorn at the county fair by striking out popcorn and inserting ice cream. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a 2/3 vote. Is there any discussion?
Madam President.
Yes, Amanda?
Although everyone loves ice cream, popcorn is easier to come by, and it's something that we have left over from concessions, and we can easily get donated. Popcorn is much simpler in this case, and I think we should stick with the main motion.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President,
Yes, Heidi?
as it was discussed in our previous meeting, Amanda's father was willing to donate the popcorn for us to use. This would save us money and time by not having to buy ice cream or buy popcorn.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President?
Yes, Clint?
Popcorn is really portable, so selling it at a concession, all the people will come and carry it around, and it won't melt, so.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President?
Yes, Kayla?
If we amend this to the ice cream, we're gonna have to have coolers to hold all of the ice cream, and we just don't have that many or the supplies right now.
Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All those in favor of amending the motion made at the January meeting to sell popcorn by striking out popcorn and inserting ice cream, so the motion reads, I move to sell ice cream at the county fair, signify by standing. All opposed, same sign. With a vote of 0 to 8, motion fails. Is there any new business? Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which will now be transacted?
I have none, Madam President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this meeting of the Brownstown Central FFA chapter. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in the salute to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now declare this meeting adjourned.